They are Americans in their heart, in their minds, in every single way but one, on paper.
When DACA was introduced, I was cautiously optimistic.
I was really elated when I found out that DACA was going to be a thing.
I don't believe I understood exactly what it meant for people like me.
I was now given a legal status to work.
They were brought to this country by their parents and often have no idea that they're undocumented until they apply for a job or a driver's license or a college scholarship. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine you've done everything right your entire life.
My name is Maria Garcia. When I came to this country, I was 3 years old, soon going on to 4.
My name is Tony Choi. I came to this country in January of 1998.
My name is Allie, and I came to the U.S. at 2 years old.
My name is Miguel Angel Duncan Galvez Bravo, and I first came to this country at the age of 2.
I learned I was undocumented when I was 14 years old and ready to apply for colleges. And I found out that everything I had done was for nothing. I didn't understand exactly what it meant, but I felt like I was being punished, and I wasn't sure for what.
The most jarring part about that is I found out that I would not have the same opportunities as my peers.
I remember being in elementary. Everybody would just ask you, are you from here? Are you from here? And a lot of the times I wasn't sure. So I remember having a talk with my mom.
But I always knew that I was born in Mexico. I always maintained my culture, and it was something that was always a part of me. But I always thought that I was every much a bit American as anyone else.
So imagine if someone told you that at 1 or 2 years old, you were actually brought here, and everything you've ever known is not yours.
I remember being so young, my sister being in the stroller, and we would go to downtown LA and protest for our rights, and we would march for our rights.
I don't feel like I need to ask for respect because I should already have it. We are empowered by the hate and by the love. And no one in this world, not even Trump, can take that away from us. There's beauty in the struggle, and we know the struggle damn well.
So very early on, my parents made it clear that there was a fight that needed to be fought, and that we were not going to stay quiet, that we were going to, let people know that we know our rights and we deserve a chance.
Well, I grew up like any other normal kid. I didn't think that I was any different from my counterparts growing up. I played sports, I challenged myself academically, I volunteered, I worked, I had a normal childhood. I wasn't thinking of my status within this country. I wasn't thinking of the fear or having the fear of getting picked up and being deported as a child. So I felt like any other American kid growing up.
My childhood prepared me for almost anything in life. It was full of love and good memories, but it was very difficult, and I never understood why. We didn't qualify for government assistance because we were undocumented. My mom was a single mom of 3 kids, just learning how to speak English. So we all contributed. I was cleaning houses at age 7 with her, and we all worked hard, contributed, and we made it work. I would never wish the level of anxiety, fear, and shame that I grew up with on any child.
I got in trouble for falling asleep in class one time in 5th grade. The teacher was yelling at me, why are you falling asleep? And I told her, that my mom was the waitress. I stayed up till 11:30 every night, waiting for my mom to come home. My sister was very angry with me. We don't want anyone to know that, that mom was working. Knowing not to stick out or stand out.
I have benefited from DACA greatly. I think just being able to call myself independent or financially stable is a big deal for me. With DACA, I've been able to work since I was 17 years old. I've been able to get my license, and as of recently, I was able to purchase my car.
I needed to get it. I was not feeling safe on the bus anymore. But I'm so grateful that I even had the opportunity to get it all by myself. Me, sola.
Once I received my work authorization and my social security number, I couldn't believe it. It was life-changing. With DACA, I have been able to begin my life. I am able to carry my own weight, so I got my own place in a safe neighborhood. About half a mile down the road is a walking park where I take my 2 dogs every day, and this is where I've called home for about 23 years. I got my motorcycle license, and shortly after my driver's license, I bought my first car. I began my career. I was finally part of society and able to contribute in the way that I've always wanted to. This is where I work. It's the spot where the Boston Tea Party took place. So behind me we have the Boston Tea Party Museum. I loved my city, so I learned its history and began giving tours in Boston Metro. So eventually I ran a program in Boston and New York for international exchange students and executives visiting from other countries.
What I love about my job is being able to contribute to my students' future. I'm a teacher's assistant and I help in a classroom where we work with 4-year-olds, so we are their first teachers in a sense, and it's really, really nice to be able to help them throughout their early educational process and kind of plant the seed of higher education very early on.
So with DACA, I've been able to work for the past 5 years.
The people united will never be defeated.
As a DACA recipient, I am worried that the president-elect will terminate the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which allows me to work and which allows me to find a future in America.
So I worked as like a legal assistant slash community organizer slash outreach person, and I helped to organize the Women's March on Washington. And right now I'm working with an organization called 18 Million Rising. So in those 5 years, I've had a really great set of experiences, including going to the White House a few times for our criminal justice reform, immigration, DACA, and that felt great. Knowing that I could support my family.
I was given opportunities that I wouldn't have. I would not be able to help the state of Hawaii to be on the right side of the history, to legalize same-sex marriage. I would not be able to work for Planned Parenthood and expand sex education and volunteer opportunities for the people who are in that area. I've been able to essentially contribute my knowledge and my skills back onto society and together thrive. Going to the job, I love the fact that I get to help a lot of people and I get to see that direct impact every single day.
Good morning. I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
It's cruel and it's unfair.
If Congress doesn't do their job, then 800,000 people who have DACA will go back into the shadows.
It took a long time for me to be able to admit that I'm undocumented and still be proud of who I am, because I've never done anything wrong to deserve this.
Plain and simple, the country can't round up 800,000 people and deport them. That's just not plausible. Financially and logistically, it can't happen.
We were asked by our government to identify ourselves and come forward, and we have. Every 2 years, I provide biometrics, which are photos, fingerprints, etc., and I pass a criminal background test. We've complied with our end of the deal, and it's only fair that we are offered some kind of pathway or a line to get in.
If they were to take DACA away from me, I would be at a loss. I would have to, I guess, go back to into the shadow economy.
And not only would it be affecting myself and my family, but it would also affect my husband, who's an American citizen. and he would have to relocate with me to a country where he doesn't even know the language or the culture.
I want to stay here because this is my home. This is where I belong. We've proven that we're people of good moral character, that we are willing to work hard. I love my family's culture, but I'm American in every single way, except on paper.
The fact that my future and other dreamers' futures are in someone else's hand is very frustrating because we have shown to ourselves, not only the world, but to ourselves, that we're capable of doing these things. We're capable of executing our dreams.
I am an American, as simple as that.
I do not intend on going back to Korea whatsoever. So I am making damnedest sure that I will not go back.
And it's time that we give people the opportunity to fix their status for good.
This has been the only home I've known. People that I've met here, friends that I've bonded with, I'm gonna leave them behind. They have their life here, and leaving will just completely